Hello parents, guardians, and family members. Welcome to the 2020 DARE graduation ceremony. We are proud to celebrate our accomplishment with you today. We want to give a special welcome to our guest speakers and DARE officers as well. Today's ceremony will include songs from the 5th grade choir, essays from the DARE essay contest winners, and the recognition of DARE book honor students, and words of wisdom from our great speaker, Sheriff Jeff Gray. We hope you enjoy the celebration.
I can't pull this down. I don't know. Dude, I have to pay my tippy toes. Okay, that's better.
I pledge to lead a drug-free life because I want to stay healthy and happy.
I will say no to illegal drugs and alcohol and say yes to my own self-worth.
I will encourage my friends to join me and stand up for what is right.
Forever free, that's what I'll be. This is my soul now. Forever free, this is my need. I got to show you how. Stand tall, not fall, no more. Fight for, be strong, lead on forever free. I'll be.
That's right, we are a new generation of kids who are doing positive things to keep drugs and alcohol out of our life. I'm not going to give in, and I'm not going to give up.
I got the power now. Forever free, truth is the key. Pressure will not bow. Stand tall, not fall, no more. Fight for, be strong, lead on forever free. I'll be. Not let anyone stand in my way. Forever free, that's what I'll be. This is my solo now. Forever free, truth is the key. I will show you how. Stand tall, not fall, no more. Fight for, be strong, lean on forever free. I'll be forever free. I'll be.
May I have the next speakers for our next song? Go ahead and get the next three as well. So that would be my speakers from the B class. Should be three more. Don't stand right out the microphone just yet. That's it.
if what your friends wants to do is okay.
If it's wrong, just say no.
Turn around the peer pressure and suggest other things to do instead.
All right, one more. Student. Again, if you're comfortable, you may keep your masks off.
Danger, caution, warning. Danger, caution, warning. One hug, one sip, it'll never hurt. Oh no, one shot, you're done. It'll never hurt. Oh no, danger, caution, warning. Don't let life this be. Danger, caution, warning. It's good advice to you. Danger, caution, warning. Danger, caution, warning. One hit, that's all. Isn't worth a chance. Oh no, one time. Your fault isn't worth a chance. Oh no, danger, caution, warning. Don't let life miss me. Danger, caution, warning. It's good advice to you. Danger, caution, warning. Don't let life miss me. Danger, caution, warning. It's good advice to you. Danger, caution, warning. Danger, caution, warning. Danger, caution, warning. Danger!
Have a seat, put your mask back up.
Okay, outstanding job, fifth grade choir. Very, very good. At this time, we will hear from our DARE essay winners. So if you're an essay winner, come up on the stage, and we are ready to hear your essays.
So thank you, Mrs. Wagner and fifth grade choir. You know, that is something that we look forward to is to hear the songs that you've selected and listen to you sing them. So great job, choir. You know, one of the high points for Deputy Bird and I is when the students write and read their essays out loud to their class. It kind of helps us know what they learned, what was important, what's going to hopefully stick with them through the years. And so after they read those to the class votes, and they pick an essay winner from each class to be read at their graduation. And you're going to get to hear those now. So our first essay winner is Piper Pinnell. Anyway, you'll get it over with this one. So get right up there. Ready?
Yeah. Do you ever wonder what tobacco could do to you? Tobacco could hurt you really bad. Tobacco is in cigarettes. Tobacco cannot just hurt you, but kill you. If you do tobacco, it can really mess your brain up. If you smoke, it could cause heart disease and lung cancer. Smoking could cause yellow teeth and bad breath. Tobacco can cause almost 50,000 deaths per year. Therefore, if you smoke, you will have a huge chance of dying. I promise I will never smoke.
Our next essay winner is Levon Fox.
Do you know about the DARE decision-making model? It's a great way to help decisions that will help you with all your problems. These are the 4 steps. Step 1 is to define. Define your problem, challenge, or opportunity, or other problem. Step 2 is to assess. Find your choices, good or bad. Find all your possible choices and write them down on a piece of paper or think them in your mind. Step 3 is to respond. Make the best choices using the facts and information you have found, and do your choice. Step 4 is to evaluate. Review your choice and see how the outcome was. Also see if you made the best possible choice. Now you know the DARE decision-making model. Use this model to help you with bullies, tough choices, or just plain life. I pledge to use the DARE decision-making model. Will you?
Rowan Kanapke is the next essay winner.
Do you know how to make good choices? Making good choices gets you out of trouble. I learned this from the DARE decision-making model. First, I will talk about the definition of the DARE decision-making model. First, define. Describe the problem, challenge, or opportunity. Assess. What are your choices? How do you get out of the problem? Respond. Make a choice. Use the facts and information you have gathered. Evaluate. Review your decision. Did you make a good choice? Therefore, I think it's important that I explain to you that good choices are important so you can stay out of trouble. I pledge to use the DARE decision-making model.
Kay Thomas is the next essay winner.
Did you know that there are over 200 chemicals are known to be in cigarette smoke? Think about that. 200 known chemicals. Who knows how many chemicals are in there? I'll tell you about smoking and all the side effects it has. Other than 200 chemicals, there are a lot more health effects of smoking tobacco. You can get heart disease and lung cancer from smoking, but there are physical side effects too. You can get yellow teeth, gum disease, fast-drying skin, and more. Imagine not being able to give something up. Not in the good way, though. This is what smokers go through. Once they light up a cigarette, it's like they can't ever stop. But this happens with a lot more things other than smoking. Drugs, alcohol, and other addictive substances cause the same effect. So it's not as easy as you think to quit. Of course, thousands and maybe even millions of people die each year because of smoking. Now let's get back into health effects. Smoking causes respiratory issues. Smoking also affects the brain. It makes the blood cells larger, which might sound good, but no, it's awful. It makes you more prone to blood clots. So these are a bunch of reasons why you shouldn't smoke. And remember, you can't just die from smoking. Secondhand smoke can kill too. You know why? It's because of those stupid 200 chemicals. In conclusion, smoking is bad for you and other people. You don't want to hurt other people because you want to pull out a cigarette and smoke it. So because I now know all this information, I pledge to never smoke in my life. Peer pressure won't get me, and it shouldn't get you into unhealthy habits. Now that you know all these facts, hopefully you won't smoke either. Because smoking doesn't make you cool. It makes you cool if you say no.
Jamin Peel is the next essay winner.
Did you know that there are quite a few resistance strategies? As far as I know, there are at least 5. There are 2 I'm going to talk about, giving a reason or excuse and changing the subject. One resistance strategy is changing the subject. For example, if somebody asks you if you want a cigarette or something, you could tell them no, let's go do this instead. Hopefully they will say yes and possibly just forget about asking you. If you change the subject, it might be easier to deal with them asking you. One way to resist drugs is to change the subject. Another resistance strategy is saying no while giving a reason or excuse. For example, if somebody asks you if you want a cigarette or something, you could say no thanks and then tell them why, or give an excuse why. Then they might leave you alone. You could get permission from your parents to use them as an excuse, like if you would say no thanks, my parents would ground me for life. Another way to resist drugs is to say no and give a reason or excuse. In conclusion, you might need some resistance strategies sometime in your life. I pledge to never use harmful drugs.
Next we'll hear from Kim Hess.
Do you think bullying is okay? Here's what I think. It isn't okay. Bullying is where people's feelings get hurt. So let's talk about bullying. There's all kinds of bullying like physical, cyber, verbal, and social. Another thing is to tell teacher, parent, or the principal, or tell other people who are older. Use the 5 W's, who, what, when, where, and why to report it. That's the kinds of bullying and who you should tell in the 5 W's to report it. Therefore, that is why bullying is not okay. I pledge to never bully and help people that are getting bullied.
And Trey Anderson is our last winner.
Did you know that you could get sick or even possibly die from drinking alcohol underage? You shouldn't drink alcohol until you're 21. This year in DARE, I learned about how alcohol can affect your health if you drink it underage or drink too much when you're 21 or older. A lot of teens don't drink alcohol, but some of them do. If you drink alcohol when you are 18, it could affect your life because you would become addicted to drinking it, and that would make it hard to stop. You should never mix alcohol and medicine together because it can be dangerous and cause slowing down of the body or even coma or death. It can also cause memory loss, poor judgment, loss of coordination, slow reflexes, and loss of self-control. Alcohol can weaken your heart muscle, and it will also reduce the amount of blood pumped to and from the heart. The reason for teens drinking alcohol is that their bodies are still growing and it will affect them way more than adults. In conclusion, you shouldn't drink alcohol underage. It can affect you in a lot of ways. You also shouldn't drink too much when you're 21 or older. I pledge to never drink alcohol underage and to never drink too much when I am 21 or older.
Good morning. How is everybody? Good? Awesome. Great to hear. Before I announce the honor students, I would like to say a couple things. I'd like to say how proud Officer Sue and I are of this year's 5th grade class. Over the last couple of months, you students have been learning how to make responsible choices in risky situations. You also learned about what it means to be a good citizen in your community and how to be a confident communicator. As we have talked about over the last couple months, it is how it can be hard to tell people, even our own friends, that you don't want to be part of a bad decision making. Remember today, 5th graders, you are promising to make good choices. Now that you have this knowledge, it is up to you to make the right choice. Also remember this: the popular choice is not always the right choice, and the right choice is not always popular. I would like to thank Sheriff Gray for his continued support of DARE and the fight against drugs in our community. I'd also like to give a big thank you to the great teaching staff and the staff here at Parkway who made this year's DARE such a success. Now I'd like to also thank Mr. Casey Nuttall, one of our booster members. He's very important to things that go on, not only at Parkway, but also for the county students and for DARE Booster. Thank you, Casey. Now I'd like to announce the honor students. Honor students are chosen based off of the completion of their book, the extra work that they do, their participation in behavior during DARE class, and making right, safe, responsible decisions. Officer Sue, can you come up here? First is going to be Isaac Minchover. next will be Dora Terling. Dora. Albany Ruth. Roth, sorry. Congratulations. Trevor Minnick. Abby Williams. And our last honor student is Alexandria Brooklyn Giffen. Like a last round of applause for all of our honor students. Congratulations. Now I believe we'll be doing the presentation of those certificates.
Congratulations, guys. First, Trey Anderson. Isaac Beveridge. Jackson Bolenbacher. McKinley Clay. Carly Corral. Braden Curry. Austin Firehove. Jaden Foss. Sterling Garrity. Alexandra Brooklyn Giffen. Ellie Harner. Kimberly Hess. Kinley Joseph. Kale Keller. Riley Lloyd. Trevor Minnick. Nick Norris. Jonathan Pettit. Peyton Ravine. Albany Roth. Lillian Smith. Dora Terling. Waylon Weitzel. Eric Welling. Magnus Whitaker. Addison Yaney. Lily Young. Congratulations, guys.
All right, if you could hold off on your applause until the end of the, thank you, the homeroom, that would be great, and I'd really appreciate it. All right, Tyler Bash, Gracie Browder, Maria Buogo, Uriah Byer, Madison Fast, Marcus Ferguson, Lexus Fisher, Levon Fox, Lacey Glosser, Sophia Henning, Rowan Kanapke, Justin Lechner, Leilani Lovelace, Ella Mullenkamp, Dylan Nuttall, Naylan Odom, Braden Parsons, Piper Pinnell, Wyatt Pindell, Chase Raisbach, happy birthday, Nathan Riegel, Mia Schmidt, Aaron Sheets, Rylan Schoaf, Joel Weber, and Kaylin Williams. Congratulations, you all did a very awesome job this year.
All right, Mrs. Mullenkamp's class, Case Brandstetter, Malia Craig, Lydia Eichler, Carter England, Colin Ketchum, Adeline Craner, Branson Lyons, Mason Mathewson, Isaac Menchofer, Elena Moeller, Peyton Mullenkamp, Andy Knoll, Bryson Painter, Jamin Peel, Drayden Schum, Perry Sweeterman, Carson Stouffer, KJ Stover, Cohen Suzuki, Cooper Tangeman, Cade Thomas, Will Trissel, Tyson Twig, Emma Van Trees, Obadiah Williams, Abigail Williamson, and Madison Young. Congratulations.
Give one last round of applause for everybody. You guys did great. Remember, that's more than just a piece of paper. That's hard work for the last couple of months that you guys put in. And it's also a promise not only to the community, but to yourself that you guys will make those safe, responsible decisions. And now I'd like to announce our speaker for the day, Sheriff Jeff Gray, my boss. And again, he is a big supporter of DARE and this community and what happens and the drugs that go on and how to fight it in our community.
Well, first, I'd like to congratulate all of you, and I think we ought to have another round of applause. This is the first DARE graduation that I've been to where they had the songs ahead of time. That was wonderful. You guys did great. Give yourself a round of applause for that. You know, 2020 has been a crazy year. I need to thank the school first off because, you know, with everything that's going on, they have to decide who they're going to allow to come into the school for classes. There's so many restrictions on them, so many rules. And Parkway Schools decided that the DARE program was very important, and it was very important that each of you got the DARE lessons. And I thank the school system for that because you guys are our future. You're the future of what we're going to have, and so you have to make good decisions, and I really appreciate the schools allowing us to come in. You know, when you think about 2020, you know, last year, what about the Parkway Panthers basketball team? You know, and their season was cut so short. All of a sudden, you guys get up one day and we don't have school anymore last year. You go through the whole summer wondering whether you're going to be in school this year. A decision's finally made and you get to come to school. There's just been so much craziness. We've got a crazy presidential election that's going on. There's been so much crazy stuff, and you will remember that for the rest of your life. You are going to remember 2020 for the rest of your life, and most of the stuff that you're going to remember about 2020 is going to be the craziness and the not so good stuff that has happened. But I want you to remember something that was really good that happened. You graduated from DARE. This is an important day. It's a very important day. That diploma that you have, I want you to take that home. I want you to put it someplace where you see that every day and you're proud of it because you had to work for it. You know, we don't just hand those out. You had to work for it and you earned it. So put it someplace so that in a couple of years when you're in junior high and a few years longer when you get into high school, you remember the stuff that you were taught in DARE. It's very important that you remember this stuff because someday somebody who's a so-called friend is going to put you in a bad position and you're going to have to make a decision. And you know, we can give you the information, we can give you the education, we can give you the tools. But how you react when you're put in that position, how you react to it's up to you. I can tell you that this morning, when I checked the jail register this morning, in little old Mercer County, we had 54 people in jail. Actually, that's a low count for us, but we had 54 people in our jail. Probably 40 of them have a drug addiction problem because one of their so-called friends at some point in their life asked them to do something that they shouldn't have done, and they made a bad decision. And then they got hooked on drugs. Some of those people are in their 40s and 50s, and their whole life has been blown because they didn't use what's taught in DARE to help them make good decisions. I guarantee you that those people, if they could turn the clock back and go back to 5th grade, they would pay closer attention to DARE, and they would make different decisions along the way because their life spun out of control. And you now have the tools. I mean, I look here at this class, and hopefully you're all friends. You're going to go through school together. You need to look out for each other. Try not to tempt each other, but if somebody does, if somebody's challenging one of your friends or offering them something, challenge them to not do that. If you all stick together, you know how to make the right decisions because they taught you how to make the right decisions, and your teachers teach you how to make the right decisions. You know, the United States is a great country. It's the greatest country in the world. And we all have opportunities here. It's a question of what we choose to make out of those opportunities. So you guys now, while you're in school, in junior high and high school, have to get the best education you can, make the best decisions that you can along the way, and then when you graduate from high school, when you're a proud Parkway Panther, some of you will go out into the workforce, some of you may go to college, who knows where your life is going to take you, but be proud of your life. Make the Parkway school system proud of you. Make your parents and grandparents proud of you. So make good decisions along the way. And please, I'm very serious about the certificates, the diplomas. Put it someplace where you'll see it. Where you'll see it when you get into high school. Where you'll see it before you graduate from high school and go to college or go out into the workforce. So that you remember to make the good decisions and you remember the things that were taught in the class. Okay? And remember, when you think back, I want you to remember this 20 years from now. That the sheriff stood up here, and while 2020 was a crazy year, there was a very bright spot in 2020, and that was the year that you graduated from DARE. And hopefully you enjoyed the class, and I appreciate the opportunity to come and talk to you. And we're coming up on Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's, so I'd like to wish you and your families all a happy Thanksgiving next week. Don't eat too much. A Merry Christmas, and hopefully 2021 will be a little bit better than 2020. Thank you.
A round of applause for Sheriff Gray. That concludes our DARE graduation. Again, thank you for allowing us to come here, and congratulations on graduating DARE.
The DARE graduating class of 2020 would like to thank everyone who made this possible, including Sheriff Gray, Officer Sue, Deputy Byrd, Mrs. Wagner, and all of the DARE boosters and supporters. We will take what we have learned this year and apply it to become outstanding members of our community. Thank you again and have a great rest of your day.